Welcome to Om. From Kali Yuga to Cosmic Age. Transmissions brought through the Nine to Jacalyn S Burke. So what does Om mean? Well, let's break it down. O-M-N. The Om represents literally the essence of the Supreme One. Creator, force, power, God, the archetype, architect, the great mind. However you wish to frame this great being, you can see it as the quantum field in its totality. It doesn't matter. It's just the everything. And many call it the I am, the great I am, or God. So that's what the OM represents. Now the N is where we focus. That's what this modality focuses on, and the N represents node, novel, nuanced, Newman. That's you, that's me. So number one, node, what does that mean? It means a point of perspective in the greater quantum field. So it's a unique, pinpointed, now moment experience. And its purpose is to gather data, information about the greater quantum field. So it's the quantum field knowing itself more deeply on an individual level. But it also offers novelty, which is number two here. Novelty, novel, new, original, innovative experience. In other words, no two human lives are the same. So each human life has the value of novelty to the Supreme One, to the Creator, to Source, to God, however you want to frame it, the quantum field. Number three, nuanced. We come here with a certain level of self-determinism. We have free will. We have agency in the choices that we make in our lives, how we choose to live our lives out loud. They can be subtle, they can be complex, they can have great distinction. That's down to us. And number four, Newman. Newman is a word that means luminous, divine, human. So Om demystifies our interdimensional nature as humans. So instead of seeing ourselves as separate and as minor figures, we are in fact major players in the quantum field, Source, God, knowing itself more deeply. So the N is what Omnism focuses on. Now, a great opportunity has arrived for humanity. But let's first state what has actually ended. Humans have come out of the Kali Yuga age. Now, that was a great age where a lot of things were discovered, experienced, and that age has now run its course. It's still running, so there's still a lot of value to the traditions, the holy books, the religions, the doctrines, the systems, the structures, the paradigms, the archetypes. There's still value to the Kali Yuga, but it's no longer the only choice or pathway in terms of our psyche evolution, our human evolution anymore. So what has ended in terms of importance, evolutionary importance? So magical thinking, force, empires, the use of war, repressing the feminine, an oppressive masculine patriarchal power structure, hierarchies like kings and masters, gurus and teachers, spiritual lineages, archetypes that are very bipolar. In other words, you can have, a hero and a villain, a savior and an oppressor, etc. Holy books, dogmas, laws, doctrines, mandates, karma, karmic laws, and reincarnation. Finally, and this is really a very important one, suffering as enlightenment. Those things no longer serve us, and so we no longer have to go through and experience them. So what has emerged is the cosmic age. We have just stepped into it. And the cosmic age is very different to the Kali Yuga. It offers us new features, experience, and structures. So for example, there are new archetypes. And here are a few of them, but there'll be many more that will be explained. Astro explorers, entrepreneurs, or rather intrapreneurs, interdimensionals, hybrids. There'll be gender fluid roles. The cosmic age, as its central philosophy, will have human-centered spirituality grounded in science. So the end of magical thinking and superstition. There will be a great age of individuation and individuation zones that express that. There'll be community power, so the hierarchies will no longer be there. There'll be interdimensionality. There'll be a much better, wider, deeper appreciation of our true nature, and science will play a very big role in that. We're going to understand ourselves more deeply. Our galactic purpose will come into view. We're going to enjoy integrated science. There's going to be a lot of tech that evolves, including AI, that's really going to help us to understand not just ourselves, but the world and the greater worlds around us. And finally, we're going to start seeing evolution as less of a primitive or primal biological thing, and much more aligned with what it really is, which is self-developed awareness. So spirituality, science, all of these things are going to become philosophy. They're going to become integrated. So what to expect? The cosmic age is all about exploration, both inside and outside. So this evolutionary leap is being activated right now by photonic light codes that are waveforming onto our planet at this time. We can all feel them. It is both individual and collective, and it involves us. So this is what the activation is. We're going to be activated into knowing our true purpose. That's our blueprint. We're going to experience an integration of the conscious to the subconscious. We are going to heal individually and collectively from our trauma, and that means releasing others, being released, forgiveness, and basically the end of karmic debt. We're going to understand the human body as a complex interdimensional system. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? What does the cosmic age actually mean? Well, it means that we have agency. So the quantum field is a naturally democratic state. So you have the same agency as anybody else on this planet. There is no elitism. There are no mediators. There are no middlemen. We all have equal opportunity access to the quantum field. You offer purpose. There's a reason that you're here at this time. There's a reason why you're alive. There's a reason why you have a life. So coming into that deeper understanding of what that is what Omnism is all about. The understanding, the knowledge, the empowerment that you can go off script anytime. So the script, the archetypes, the story, the narrative, the setting that you were given at birth, that doesn't matter anymore. You can reinvent yourself. You can put that book down, that character, that narrative, that storyline, that plot, that heroic journey. You can put it down and you can create something brand new. We live in a multiplayer environment, so free will is still the main law here on this planet. So that means that everybody on this planet has free will to do what they want. So we're going to come into a greater understanding of cause and effect, because literally karma and contracts, all of those things have ended. So we're going to get into that more, what that means. But it does actually hold out a future where freedom is tempered by a real sense of community and belonging. So there's just less, because there's less trauma, there's just less poor behavior, dysfunctional behavior. So next, you're responsible for everything you do. This ties in with free will. So whatever you put out there, whereas before in the Kali Yuga, it would take a long time for it to come back on you. It might even take many lifetimes. It's going to come back. It's going to boomerang straight back onto you. And what that's going to do very, very quickly is educate everybody that what you put out, you get back. The quantum field is going to mirror it back. And in a very short period of time, you're going to realize that when you act poorly or dysfunctionally against another being, human or otherwise, it's going to come back with full force at you. And there will be no better course correct than that kind of environment. You are interdimensional. That means you're infinite. That means you are connected to the cosmos through many, many, many renditions, and we're going to know more and more about the many lives that we're living. But ultimately, you cannot be destroyed. You are infinite and you are interdimensional. You can let go. In other words, this idea that you've only got one life, that you've got to live it set by these set rules, that you've got to reach outside of yourself, that you've got to have this, massively heroic journey, or you've got to have fame and fortune, or you have to have distinction. Just let go of it, because it's not true. It's enough that you're alive, and your life is for you. It's a gift, and you get to live it. And you can get entirely lost to life. In fact, there is no such thing as a wasted life. So new opportunities for the collective, for the human race, Team Humanity. Well, we have within reach the opportunity to reach what the galactic civilizations call a grade 1 civilization. But it's based on 9 values or principles. The first one is equality of all humans. So this particularly pertains to the treatment of women and girls on the planet. But it's not the only case. There are many causes of inequality, and those inequalities will be resolved. All humans will be treated equally, and they will live with the same standards of living, same opportunities. Number 2, vitality. Human health is going to change. We are going to come back into a real understanding of how our bodies work in terms of our natural expressions, what to eat, the value of things like light and fresh air, of frequency and energy work, of sound therapy. There's going to be so much that we discover, or rather recover, that we've always known, that we've held in the collective memory. Those are going to come back online. So you're going to see an upgrade in human health. Number 3, clean energy. We're going to live with clean, grade 1 civilization power. So our way of life, our lifestyles are going to get better. We're going to be more efficient. At the moment, we're not quite there, but we will move beyond green technologies into clean technologies before unity. We are going to come together as one race, one species, one family. That is going to be represented through language and governance. So we're going to have one universal language, and we're going to have one government eventually. Balance. We are going to come back into perfect balance with all the other species on this planet, including the greater Gaia herself. Respect. We're going to have deep respect for all living things. This is going to bring, and also respect for each other. We're going to have deep respect for each other, and that's going to bring about peace. And finally, we're going to have a universal, truly integrated science where there's no more magical thinking, but there's also no more blind science or science driven by profit. Science is going to be balanced with ethics, and it's going to be grounded in a real deep inner connectedness that humans express uniquely. So more of a natural science, like there's going to be space for spirituality or great mysteries, and that's going to be the beauty of science. So obviously I'm the teacher of Om and Omnism, and I will be teaching Om as a modality, as a way of life, as a way of integrating this new age that we're living in. We will be running groups and courses. I'll be doing actively one-on-one coaching, and in the next series of videos I'm going to be sharing with you some basic teachings from Om and Omnism. They're interchangeable, so an Omnist is someone who practices Om in terms of holding a transcendent view of humanity and seeing the truth in everything, unity consciousness. And the Flow Q is the active coaching part of that, where I not just help individuals come into the cosmic age blueprint and the archetypes that they created for themselves at entry, but also to really help them engineer a prosperous, healthy, fully abundant, satisfying life. So if you have any questions, if you want to know more, please, at the bottom you can see there's an email address. It's OMU, it's double N in the middle, so OMNNU@gmail.com. That's at the moment the catch-all email that we have, but obviously in time we're going to be having updates, probably a website and so forth. You can reach us on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we also have an online community. Again, if you need up-to-date information, just drop us an email there, and we look forward to meeting you. We look forward to sharing our vision with you for a better future.